You know how you'll run into a racist or a homophobic person and you think to yourself, how did that person end up this way? Let me show you how people end up this way.
I don't like people who are 400 pounds.
Hey, Betty, front and center.
I don't like the homeless people in my community.
Hey, look at that guy. Look at it's a retrofitted shopping cart.
I actually barked at one at the stop sign one day because he just had a please help me anything.
She barked at a homeless person.
Help sign. And I said, why don't you get a job?
Yeah, because, it's just, even, back then in the early 2000s or late 2000s, it was just that easy to get a job, right? You don't know these people's situation. You don't know that this person didn't lose their wife, their husband, their family. You don't know that their house didn't burn down. You don't know that the bank didn't take their house. You don't know if they was in Iraq fighting for our freedom and they lost everything. This could be a veteran. You have no idea what this homeless person's situation is, but you assume that you do, but you don't. So you're quick to judge and say, get a job.
And illegal Mexicans, they are gradually taking over the world.
Where's my American flag?
That pisses me off. Now, I don't know if the producers and Julie and her family actually went to a Mexican restaurant to shoot this scene. If they did, that makes Trading Spouses even worse. But I can tell you this much. If they went to a Mexican restaurant for her to say this, I want Trading Spouses to be called out. The fact that they did this to this guy makes me want to call Trading Spouses out right now. Not just Julie, but her husband and the whole set, the producers, the cameramen, everything. I want them all called out because that is so dirty and disgusting to do this to this person who is working, trying to make a living, and the first thing you're going to say is, where's my American flag?
So we can go back to what we speak.
Did you know most people, when America was first discovered, they didn't speak English? Some didn't. But of course, she doesn't know that because she's just a racist. But you're fixing to find out Miss Julie is a homophobic racist. So let's continue.
Charlie and I have been married for 20 years.
So these kids have two racist parents. Oh, that's great. But again, you wonder how people turn out racist and homophobic. Well, there's your answer. Because usually their parents are. Now, that's not all the time. That's not in every single case. But in this case, both parents are. That's sad. It's sad to act that way in front of your children.
20 years. At this point in our relationship, he knows I'm supposed to be the alpha here.
You know what? The last time you asked me, I didn't know the answer to that. And guess what? Nothing has changed.
No, a marriage is not about being the alpha bitch. A marriage is about both people working together to have a life together and to raise their family or, to be with each other. Whether you have kids or not doesn't matter. A marriage is about a couple being together, working together, understanding each other, and supporting each other, loving each other.
As far as Julie goes, getting on my face all the time, it's just something she's always done. I usually just suck it up and deal with it. Won't you leave it alone?
No.
But that doesn't stop me from doing things I like. Say, today, Chief Ball, I do enjoy pushing my girls toward their sports. Casey is 17 years old. You can't be tired.
God, this is really hard.
Just miss the ball.
Let's skip on down to oh man. There aren't words that I can.
Of course, we had a battle about the party. And I told her to shut the in her house in front of your children.
Oh.
It was pushed to that point.
What did she do?
She stood there and looked at me and shut because I turned around and walked off and spent the rest of that entire day
want to.
She talks a big game. A big, big game. But let me tell you something. When Pepper got her in front of the party of people here, Julie was not so big and bad at that point.
So I don't know if you noticed Patty's daughter, Olivia, has Down syndrome. Karen, she had a Hispanic. That was plenty for me to piss off. Should we bring out the cake? Caramel cake? Okay,
Now let's go back for a moment.
We'll bring it out. Just took the Hispanic thing very personally. It's like, whatever. Next. This is not fun. That's fine. Yeah. Try to get there? Okay, lucky you. Cheers. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you. Tell us what you're doing. In my home. I'm the High Empress. I'm Alpha. Everything. Yeah. Immigration, racial issues. The town I live in has been predominantly white until recently we've been invaded with Hispanics. When she said invaded, that really, hit a button because she was speaking about Hispanics and I'm Hispanic. In my paper, you read the police report. It tells you the arrests. And 98% of them are Hispanic.
No, they are not.
Pauline, are you Hispanic?
Yes, well, I'm sorry.
This Elena, or whatever her name was, just took the Hispanic thing very personally.
Yeah, because you're racist. You're racist. I mean...
It's like, whatever. Next question. These are my family, my friends, and Julie's starting to really piss me off. It's time to call her on the carpet on some things. I do want to give her credit. I do believe that she is an equal opportunity offender. And you're angry about that. I do have some issues. Yes, I can tell that. I hear it in your voice. But you do get my hackles up, and I don't. I touched a couple of raw nerves. Birth defects, and what were the raw nerves about? Not you tell them. No, why didn't you tell them it was your nerve?
But it's your opinion.
Julie and I were having a discussion on birth defects, and pretty much if you're not normal, you have a birth defect. And since I'm not normal because I'm gay, she considered that a birth defect. And I've never even heard that. I feel that there's something that got wrong in the process of being formed that made the gender identification an imbalance.
Oh my gosh, you have an imbalance, bitch. I hope that this woman has come to her senses. She probably hasn't, but geez, Lou, I hope this woman has had some kind of... Here's the thing. Women like Julie, this homophobic racist, they work in jobs like with CPS, social services. They work in areas that affect other people. So if she's a social worker, now I'm not saying that Julie's a social worker, but I'm saying racist people like her work in these fields. So when, say, she's a social worker and she comes to a house and these people are Hispanic, she'd take their kids or just make something bad happen because she's racist and she doesn't like the fact that they're Hispanic. Or if she's a social worker, CPS worker, and she comes to a house that has gay parents, she would remove the children more than likely because, she don't like gay people. Being gay means you're mentally disabled and, you're not normal. And that's how she feels. But that's what scares me, is that there's so many people just like Julie who work in these fields every day, in these job areas that affect that we see it. We see it online. We hear about it all the time about people dealing with racist CPS workers, dealing with racist postal workers, people not getting their mail for like a month because the postal worker is racist or homophobic. People, just like on The Bachelor right now, the Bachelor host is stepping aside because he defended one of the girls who was in a Southern photo shoot in like 2018, and he defended it. Now he's stepping to the side, and these racist, homophobic people, and I'm not saying the guy from Bachelor is racist, I'm just saying racist and homophobic people have these really high authority job titles, and they use their racism and their homophobic beliefs to make decisions in these job areas. What's scary is people like Julie becoming governor, senator, president, or in a school as a teacher. Imagine Julie being your teacher and your parents are gay, or you're gay, or you're Hispanic, or you're black, or biracial, or whatever it may be. And Julie's your teacher who doesn't like any Hispanics, makes it very clear that she does not like Mexicans. That's what terrifies me so much, is these people are working, jobs, and they have so much authority. And a lot of people didn't even know this about Julie until this show came out. And then people were like, whoa. Yeah, this was years ago. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it okay. Just because it was 10 years ago or 8 years ago or even 20 years ago, it still makes her a homophobic racist. Please go to the channel called Tinsel, Tinsel, and check out Trading Spouses Chase Lane for the full video, because let me tell you, Trading Spouses has to be called out. They can claim that, we wanted to mix up families to show people how the other people lived and blah, blah, blah. No, they did not. They did this shit for ratings. They had people like Pepper fully disrespected, just like in the beginning where she made that comment about the Mexican in the Mexican restaurant. I believe that either, if the producers didn't set it up, Julie set it up. One or the other set that up. And that really, really is just so disgusting and disturbing. Again, thanks for watching. And, we're going to do a series about trading spouses, and we're going to call them out along with their people that they hired, auditioned,